Hi, I'm Patricia Quinn, Magenta from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and check out Gruesome Herzog. Woo!
What a classic. Airport, 1970. A melodrama about a bomber on board an airplane. An airport almost closed by snow and various personal problems of the people involved. Directed by George Seaton. Written by Arthur Hailey and George Seaton. Released March 5th, 1970. Tagline, the #1 novel of the year, now is a motion picture. Here's the cast. Burt Lancaster as Mel Bakersfeld. Dean Martin as Vernon Demarest. Gene Seberg as Tanya Livingston. Jacqueline Bisset as Gwyn Megan. George Kennedy as Petroni. Helen Hayes as Ada Quinsnet. Van Heflin as Dio Guerrero. Maureen Stapleton as Inez Guerrero. Barry Nelson as Anson Harris. Dana Winter as Cindy Bakersfeld. Lloyd Nolan as Harry Standish. Barbara Hale as Sarah Demarest. Gary Collins as Cy Jordan. The cast goes on. This is the biggest cast ever in a Universal motion picture. And you're asking yourself, why is Gruesome reviewing these films? Because they're classics, and I wanted to change up things a little bit. This movie basically is about an airport, obviously, and there's two stories going on at once. First, one of the planes comes in and gets stuck, where it's hogging up the runway. In the meantime, another plane is in the air. George Kennedy is the guy that is the expert on planes, and Burt Lancaster is the man who runs the airport. And then in the meantime, an all-star cast in this plane. Helen Hayes, love her. I mean, I can mention them all again, but I won't because it'll take forever. But basically the storyline here is there's a plane in the air, and Maureen Stapleton, you might remember her from the TV series Archie with Archie Bunker. Her husband, Van Heflin, has some personal issues where he loses his job because of his temper, and he decides to hop a plane to go to Rome with this all-star cast in this plane, and has a bomb. So there you go. Basically the story is, this is a little over 2 hour long movie. I'm not used to that. But he eventually sets the bomb off, and now the plane needs to be landed before it crashes. That's basically the storyline. A remarkable classic from 1970. I love this film, especially all the stars that are in it. You know, like I mentioned before, you know, it's not a horror. I guess it is to horror to a point when it comes to tragedies, but a brilliant film. I really loved going back to watch this, because I remember as a kid, my dad would watch these all the time when they come on TV, you know, back in the day. So I wanted to venture all four of these, and wow, great movies here. So if you haven't seen Airport in 1970 and you want a little change of pace, this movie is definitely for you, because it's a classic. I mean, it won tons of awards. So check it out, Airport 1970. I mean, Dean Martin, the list goes on. It's an all-star cast. You had snow, you have everything you want. And I'll tell you what, one of my favorite characters in this movie is Helen Hayes. Love Helen Hayes. A great performance, sneaking on planes and shit. Just awesome. So definitely check us out. This is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film an 8.5 out of 10. One of my all-time classic non-horror films. This is Gruesome Herzog, and I'm out of here.